Hi guys, welcome to Piano Man Home Sessions. It's just a random name. Right now, we're sitting outside in the garden. There's construction going on next door. You'll have a lot of environmental noises, birds chirping, horns honking, drills drilling, and us slurping our drinks. This is something a luxury. Oh, you're already done. Can you do me a favor and go and refill Diyatom's drink?
Oh my god. Alright, we're
Make,
live.
make it a
That's
large.
fine.
It's lying right here, and he's having it with a splash of Coke. Yeah. And just check if. So yesterday, we tried an introductory stream from home, and there was like an insane amount of echo and reverb. And then later I realized it was obviously my fault because I didn't have Abhipray or any of the engineers with me, and I trying to make the voice sound sexy, put like reverb on the mixer,
Okay.
and our monitoring headphone didn't get in that reverb, so I thought there was none. Yeah, anyway, so that problem solved. We are sitting here with just an incredible human being, somebody who I love interacting with. Haven't spent enough time hanging out with, unfortunately, because of life.
This is the first
But
time.
but we actually get a chance to sit down and have a drink today.
Yeah, I know,
After knowing
man.
each other for years.
This is probably the first time.
This is the first time we're actually just like no interferences, nobody around, sun in my eyes, alcohol in my hand. And also a very strict rule, like I don't drink at Piano Man. So it's nice to actually mix both worlds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little chat with Dio. We're gonna get to know Dio.
Alright.
And he's got this wonderful band called Sky Eyes.
Yes.
They're releasing insane original content, original music, which is, in terms of the quality of music and songwriting, is fabulous. I love the music that they're writing. In terms of the people in the band, they're fabulous. Like everyone's a sweetheart. We're going to try to get everyone across over the next couple of days. So we're keeping distance. We're sanitizing every
Sanitized, yes.
20 minutes.
Most important.
So, yeah.
That's what we have done.
So, Dio, let's go right back to the start. Where do you grow up, man?
I was born and brought up in Shillong.
Okay.
Meghalaya. So did my schooling from there.
Okay.
And after that, music was not a primary thing that time. There was no there was no plan of becoming a musician then.
Okay. Oh,
But
sorry, discipline.
No problem.
Forgot about this.
yeah, I've got it.
Hey, Mohan's calling in. He might be telling us about the stream.
Okay.
Are you watching the stream? Hey. Hi, Mohan. Are you on the stream? No. You're on Monday. Huh. Mohan's going to be with us on Monday. Is this audio sounding fine? Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, that was a mixer issue. That's what I just did. Thank you so much for checking in and letting me know, man. On Monday, yeah, cool. But we're live right now, so I'm gonna call you back after this. Okay.
Oh my
Thanks for
God.
letting me know.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Huh.
Thank you so much.
Sure, Mohan, I'm calling you back right after the live stream. All right, bye. So no, he's checked in. He said the audio's fine. Abhipray, you've double checked. The audio's fine. Hallelujah.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
And I hear a phone. Is this still on? Yeah. Okay. Back to being serious, or less than serious. Back to drinking.
Yeah,
So
let's-
yeah, Shillong.
Yeah, so born and brought up in Shillong, and a very conventional Bengali family from Shillong.
Okay.
And
That statement is not a conventional statement, right? Is there a large Bengali population in Shillong?
it's diminished over the years.
Okay.
But there's still some there.
Okay. Because
my folks are still there.
I didn't know that at all. I didn't know that there's like a Bengali community. I'm sure there is because,
There- yeah, no, there is.
Indian communities are large, but
Yeah,
in
yeah.
general, I didn't know there was
So
a thing.
my folks are still there.
Okay.
So did my schooling from Shillong,
Okay.
and then
So
I-
let's talk about your school years, man. Like, what excited you in school? Like, were you like a typical boy, like
I was a typical boy. I used to
girls
love.
and
Oh
watching
no!
sports on
What's up,
TV?
new?
and-
It was an all boys school, so it was
Acha,
like you were
okay.
devoid of that pleasure. But I was more. I was extremely into playing cricket.
Okay.
Street cricket. So
Okay.
that was our thing back then. So
Nice, dude.
cricket after school, and if there is, we used to have winter holidays. right?
Okay. Yeah.
So cricket in the morning, have lunch, cricket in the evening, and that's how it was supposed to. That's how it was mostly.
Okay.
And I did a few years of Indian classical music when I was in
Okay.
school. So that was like the first introduction. My mother
Vocal?
vocals,
Okay.
yes. So my mother and her family are a lot into
Musicians.
music.
Okay.
My aunts, they still perform in Shillong,
Okay.
in cultural programs that they happen. So that's how she got me. She wanted me to get into music, but that kind of stopped after a while because exams time, board exams and all this stuff, and then, bas wahi hai. I don't know what more to say, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you got a very active background. Guys, you're in the frame. You can either come in fully in the frame and say hi. Okay, Dad ran away. Okay, so that's cool, and then okay, exams and all. I understand. Like I started playing for school band like towards the end of school,
Okay.
and then I remember in the board years, mom was like, just no, just like sit at home and study, which I didn't do anyway. So I was like, I might as well have played some music, but I get what you mean. What did you study like towards the end of school? What is your sort of
So I was like
arts,
into
commerce,
no, I was
science?
into science.
Science.
Science, and then
Science with bio, with eco?
with bio, with bio.
Oh, kya baat hai.
And yeah, I know. Oh my God, I was into bio, man. Wow,
Shit, dude.
that was a long
Yeah.
time back.
So
But-
science with bio, but
Science with bio.
did you intend to go into the medical profession at all, or was
My
that?
dad wanted to.
Yeah.
He wanted.
Our parents all have
yeah,
plans.
Yeah, he so wanted
How we
me to
disappoint
become how we disappoint them, I know.
Acha.
But he wanted me to become a doctor, so that was one of
Okay.
the things that he had. But yeah, so science with bio,
So
and then
did you get into medical school after that?
No,
Okay. No, did you not get in, or did you not apply?
I did not apply.
Huh.
Yeah.
That makes
The
sense.
thing
yeah.
was, we were kind of in Shillong. The trend was that just after the class 12th board exam, you definitely need to go out
Okay.
for your engineering or your.
Or just the opportunities within
Yes.
Shillong weren't
Yeah.
great at that time.
So we always had that at the back of our head that we have to go out. So
We meaning like you and your friends, or
friends, yeah, friends, even seniors and juniors as well.
Yeah.
It's still happening, I think. I don't know. So that after 12th, I got into Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, which
Okay.
is in Sikkim.
Yeah.
So I started doing my engineering वहाँ पे. तब भी I was like, अच्छा ठीक है, this is my life. This is
Yeah.
how it's gonna go. And on the
You're
first,
preaching it, brother.
and
That's
on the,
what we did.
And on the first year,
Yeah.
there was a band that comes in. That's my first ever show ever. And that was Parikrama.
Oh yeah.
We came to our college for our annual fest. And I was like blown away.
Yeah, dude.
I have a picture with
They-
me.
They're the old school rockers, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Really sad
But
about
that kind
Sonam.
of that kind of told me how cool music was in a way, and
Subir, that's a shout out to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's at it.
everyone, Subir, Chintan,
All of them, man.
Yeah.
Sweethearts.
And
But yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, because I remember my father, who's standing back there, he used to take me for Friends of Music when I was a kid. Friends of Music was Teamwork, Sanjoy Roy. And they used to do these beautiful concerts in farmhouses all across, like in Vasant Kunj, like they had some tie-up and all. I was too young to really understand what's going on. I just used to go and like love the music. And one of the earlier times, or one of the first times that we actually went to one of these concerts was actually Parikrama as well, like playing over there.
Okay.
And at that time, they were the shit. Like,
They were, yeah.
Even now, they're a fabulous band, but like, they're spearheaders for that entire generation of people who want to perform live music
Yeah.
and especially play rock.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. Yeah, history lesson. Very small history lesson. Okay, in fact, the other day I was sitting at a friend's house before like all this, isolation
Yeah.
stuff started happening. Very different when Pushkar, the guy who's designed like all our like graphic work, like the logos, and stuff, he's an insane guy. And another close friend of his is Suroji, Dave.
I know Suroji,
Prithvi and Suro. So we were chatting with Suro, and I told Suro like one of my favorite bands on the rock scene ever was Them Clones.
Yeah, man.
And
Love It
the
Heroes,
quality,
what an album.
the
Oh my
quality
God.
of songwriting that they had,
I
the
know.
quality of, just their stage presence, the way they are.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to convince him to
Oh wow.
to do something. It's
Prithvi-
out there. It's in the
Prithvi's-
public domain now, so you gotta do something.
But Prithvi is not here right now.
But I mean, he's gonna come at some point. Like, because abhi tak, for me, one of the best songs that the Indian scene has produced is Zafreda.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That,
That whole album is
That whole album, yeah.
astonishing, man.
Yeah.
Like I keep telling Surajit, like how good that album is, and how well it was produced.
Yeah.
And you know,
and he's currently sporting a ponytail.
yeah.
Okay, so sorry, getting back to engineering. Did you actually go through your 4 years of engineering?
I
you
did. No,
you did?
no, I did,
So
yeah,
you're an
yeah.
engineer?
Yeah, that's maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah. I was at
Yeah.
some point. Of
No,
time.
I mean,
was,
I proudly
but
say that I'm an engineer.
I have a degree, definitely, and
So
I've worked in the IT sector also, so I can say.
Okay, yeah.
this.
What discipline did you decide within
I-
engineering?
Yeah, it's a funny story, man. Like I went in, it was the session had already started, so there were only seats left for like mechanical engineering. So I joined, but the first year is kind
Common.
of common,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So mechanical engineering I started doing, and when the lab started, I was like, I can't do that. I think maybe. And at the end of the first year, then I went to the director,
Yeah.
and I said, can you shift me to something else? Like, can you give me like an IT or a CE or something like that?
Yeah.
So then it became IT. So I was just going with the flow, as you can see.
Yeah, man. Aren't we all? But yeah.
But yeah, that's how I landed up in IT, and that's how I spend a lot of time in the IT sector, almost about 6, 7.
Did you enjoy that 4 years you spent in college studying?
College?
Firstly,
yes.
did you attend your classes in study or were you a
I
party
did.
boy?
No.
I see.
I did. We had a very strict rule here. We had
Yeah.
to have above.
No, most
80%.
engineering colleges,
Yeah.
engineering
So
attendance
we
is
just
important.
couldn't
Super.
afford to go that.
A lot of people ask me this question as well because I'm also an engineer, but
Yeah.
like when people first meet me, they
All right. Which discipline did you go?
electronics, man.
Oh, right.
Easy. And I did. I studied. My attendance was like pretty 95%. Like,
Oh wow.
I'm old school nerd.
Alright.
Like I love it. Like, and a lot of people ask me this question about would you have maybe gone for hospitality management, some other kind of a discipline? But no, I wouldn't. I enjoyed my engineering. It also gives you an analytical approach to thinking, like the way you process information, the way you analyze information. I think is more helpful to me today in the kind of work that I'm doing than maybe hospitality training, because you can always add layers of in knowledge as you require, but that core thought process, the thinking process, has to be logical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry, random off track. Okay, when did you? So in school you've done a little bit of Indian classical training.
Yeah. About
Now you're in
3
college
years.
for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years. Okay, 3 years is a lot for school. And a lot of us actually start towards the end of schooling in music, unless you come from a hardcore musical family.
Yeah.
Because
So I think in the class when I was in the sixth standard.
Okay.
I think that's when I started.
By the way, guys, you're going to be hearing, like I said, environmental noises, because right now I can hear like hammers thumping and cars going across, and so yeah, I hope we're still loud and clear. Avipray is saying yes, so we're good. So what made you want to explore? So Parikrama, I'm assuming, was one of the things
Yeah,
that
man.
really,
Like,
yeah,
if your question is what made me
want to
want to
sing.
sing,
Yeah.
well, the thing was I used to sing. Like my brother was a hardcore Kishore Kumar fan.
Okay.
So we used to like practice maths in the afternoon while in school, listening to Kishore Kumar songs and all this stuff. So that was like that's how we grew up.
So where is he?
He is working in Calcutta,
In
but
Calcutta.
right now in Shillong.
In Shillong.
Right
All
now
right.
he's in Shillong.
And how old is he? What's your age difference?
5 years.
5 years. Same as me and my brother. So I'm getting very personal because the idea is to actually get to know Dio. Like,
Alright.
I'm grateful for this opportunity to interact with him, because we talk often, we talk now,
Yeah,
but we
I
never
know.
really get into
I know. And the
who are
whis-
you.
And the
like,
whiskey's
and the
definitely
whiskey's
helping.
helping. Okay, so your brother's older than you.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you studying math together in school?
No. I'm saying like since he was a big Kishore Kumar fan, so he used to buy all these cassettes of Kishore
So you
Kumar.
had that around you.
So I had always had that around me. My mother was a hardcore Indian classical,
Sorry,
and
mosquitoes.
so she had a lot of Indian classical cassettes. My father is like absolutely away from music, nothing to do with music whatsoever. But so yeah, that's how I grew up, listening to a lot of old school retro Bollywood songs, and I used to sing along, and I think I sang once or twice in my school as well.
Okay.
Twice, yes. And so the singing bit was kind of always there, but it was never a thing that one day I'd be like earning from that.
Yeah, but this
That
is a
thought was
curious
never there.
thing that have you had like a structured formal education for singing?
No.
That's interesting because I mean when you play at the club, I always introduce you as the man with like voice like golden honey, right?
I know,
Because
there's no
and
pressure on
there's
me
a
after
reason.
that.
There's a reason I say that because when you sing, you actually have this like you have the kind of a voice that kind of just like in, it encapsulates you. Like you feel like you're covered in a nice warm blanket. Yeah, it's a very soothing, beautiful voice. And normally, I would assume that somebody with that kind of vocal control has gone through like years of professional training. And this is the assumption that a lot of people make as well, because when we interact with like a lot of people come up and they talk to me, they talk to the team, they talk to musicians, and they talk about like education and training. Let me put it this way: Diyatom is an anomaly. In most, I've gone through 20 plus years of training, right? So in most situations, I always say that natural talent is amazing, and very few people are able to hone it to a point where it kind of it sounds like you're a professionally trained singer, even if you're not. But for most of us, you're one in a billion. For most of us, we do require the structured educational process just to
No,
be able to understand concepts and ideas.
Yeah.
Which for some people, it's maybe because the way that you're wired to think,
Yeah.
or the way that you look at certain things, it becomes a little more intuitive and natural.
Right. But there's one thing though, like if you're not, one thing that I have faced is if you're not too well professionally trained, and if specifically for me, if I'm mostly into rock music most of the time, there's a very high probability of hurting your voice
Yeah,
if you're not
yeah.
professionally trained.
Technique, yeah.
So it has happened to me
Yeah.
that I've hurt my voice, and then I had to really go and open the books that I've never opened before.
Okay.
And now that I'm doing it,
Yeah.
it's really helping me a lot.
Have you worked with any like coach in?
So I have done a course in GMI.
Okay.
There was this Canadian teacher who had come.
Who?
Mara.
Yeah,
Her
okay,
name was
cool,
Mara.
yeah, yeah.
So
Gemini brings in like amazing teachers.
yeah, so I have done one session with her. There was a couple of sessions that I did in Delhi School of Music also.
Mm.
Um,
With?
so okay, the
Mr.
first
Hun?
no, the first one was with Abhijit. I think he
Okay.
was. He's not there anymore. I think he's moved to Australia.
Ah, that's what I don't.
And
Though I spent 18 years at Delhi School of Music.
oh, okay.
But I still-
Abhijit Misra,
Ah.
Abhi and the Uprising.
Possibly, yeah. Johnny Sir for me is like.
Okay, so so not like a very long and a complete course
Yes.
that I've done. One thing that I did was the Berkeley vocal workshop that
Yeah, yeah.
happened. I think
Annette had come
couple
down
of
for that,
years,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
the whole Woman of the World.
Yeah. Oh, the.
That was
Yeah.
insane, man. That was
So Annette
Like-
Phillip is like, she's OG. She works just basically at Berkeley. They've got this. It's a part of Berkeley, right? Women of the World. So they got this thing called Women of the World, which is like women, like these incredible women from different countries who are phenomenal musicians, and they sort of tour the world and perform and sort of promote like cultural exchange and like peace and music. And they came down to India two years ago.
I think so. Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Maybe
2018.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2018.
They came down 2 years ago, and Annette was. I remember when I was in school, Annette was like a year or two up, maybe 2 or 3 years up. And when we went for inter-school competitions, she was with Kamal Convent, right?
Okay.
And when their choir pieces came up, we would just like
Go.
I mean, the modern school band was, in the years that I was there, we won a lot. It was usually, but Carmel Convent, when they came in, especially with the choral work, because the way it was orchestrated, it was suddenly like this one person who's come in with like superpowers and trained there. Because she would stand there and like she'd be conducting, and when we were kids, we were like, what the hell is a conductor doing just waving their arms? Then I went for this New Facts program, which is like this Fulbright program in 2007 to Boston, and the director of the program, Anthony Deritis, Tony, there were 18 of us musicians from across the world, and we're sitting in a room and we got some music in front of us and stuff, and we're trying to play it, and it sounds like shit. Like it really sounds bad. The musicians are great mostly. I don't include myself in that because when you first put yourself on a global level as an Indian musician, today the exposure is different. But 15 years ago, you just realize that the standard for excellence is so different in different countries. It's not even funny. If somebody's coming from Ireland with a classical background, there's this guy, this pianist Fiachra Garvey. Oh my God! Like when he played, I wanted to crawl under like something and disappear. But fortunately, like everyone was very encouraging. So you were still. So when Tony came in, and there's a room of 18 musicians doing like random stuff, and we've never worked with her. Like most of us, I think Adam Golding from South Africa had worked with the conductor. He in fact did conduct as well. Barring that, none of us really worked with the conductor, right? Except maybe one of the two of the classical musicians. And this guy comes in, and I don't know how, but there was like magic in those hands because when you observe the body language of a conductor and you're reading your musical material in front of you, it's so natural, especially a good conductor, just controls the room, and in 15 minutes you have music. Simply because the organization happens. And so it was 10 years after I first interacted with Annette, but I actually understood the role that she brought in, besides obviously vocal training and all. She also started Artists Unlimited and stuff, right? Like AU was huge at one point in time. So yeah, props to Annette. Like we're going to be doing a lot of this random like sidetracking. We have a lot of time. He's got nowhere to be. I've got nowhere to be. Avipray's got nowhere to be.
Nowhere, absolutely.
So we're just going to talk about these things that we find interesting, and if you find them interesting, then that's amazing. If you don't, then just log back in like 15 minutes because he'll be playing some music and you want to hear that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So now we're at college.
Yeah.
We're talking about you having sort of, professional coaching with, Annette is 2 years ago, so it's much after college, but so you've done a little bit of work with a couple of different people across the board, and you were talking about the importance that you found out of professional education.
Right. So, so the thing that I find now is, had I had gone through all the things that I probably know now, there's a lot of things that I don't know right now. But
All of us.
from whatever I know right now, if I could have used that, maybe I would have known where I'm going wrong.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's really something that everybody should have at least the basic, understanding of how a vocal works, how you need to really take care of it.
Yeah, it's just dehydrating it a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's a great point. Like,
But
Yeah.
so those are the things, and I've somehow I have a few students who really look up to me. I don't know why.
but also because of the
But-
personality that you have and the work that you put
but
out there, right?
Through them, actually, trying to make them understand what I've gone through, I've gotten so much material and so much thing that it has also helped me immensely.
There's a cute little cat over there. Hello. Yeah.
Is this your cat?
No, she kind of lives here.
Oh, okay.
She's cool. She just like walks through, like hangs out. Yeah. She's the reason why we can't leave the camera outside and has to go inside. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, man. I mean, I think it needs to. I think what I'm kind of lucky having, maybe I have like a good enough ear to pick up songs. And very lucky to have a very good band to play with. Because like whatever songs we're doing now, you understand the importance of playing in a band when you have really good musicians taking up the song and then making different parts of it, and enhancing the song to a different level altogether. So
But
I've been
this-
lucky in a lot of ways, actually, to be honest.
Man, it's more than luck. I always believe it's the effort that you put in and the kind of people that you draw into your space, right?
Yeah.
So, like Akhil, man, like what a guy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He's just like one of the sweetest people. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he sent me such a beautiful message a couple of days ago, and like, it means so much, right? I'm always touched by the interactions that I have with you guys. But now, this is the beautiful thing about not having a script, right? We started this conversation completely off the cuff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna now follow it as it goes. So now that you already started talking about the band, what is the first band that you formed or were a part of?
Oh, okay, that was a school.
What year
college,
was it?
That was a college
Yeah.
band.
Your band name and
Oh,
the
that-
two songs you played most
That's-
often.
See, that band is the reason why I'm in Delhi. It's a very funny story. So,
Sorry, that's the whiskey.
no, that's fine.
Everyone's scared of coughing nowadays. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. We haven't done it in a long time. See, we're taking all the precautions, guys, as you can see.
We washed our hands with soap before we sat down.
Yes.
In fact, first thing we did when we entered the house, we got. Can you do me a favor and get a fresh bottle of the sanitizer? There's like 100 bottles lying inside. Just ask somebody. Yeah. Thanks, Abhipray. Abhipray, can you do me a favor? Can you just swing around back here and say hi to everyone? Let me introduce you. Come, just come here, come here, come here, come here. Right here. And say hi. Guys, this is Abhipray. He is one of the most incredibly hardworking and earnest young guys that I've met. It's very difficult to find earnest young people today. He's a part of the Piano Man team. He's a showrunner for Gurgaon. So if you ever go to Gurgaon to catch some music, I hope you will in the future. If definitely not right now, it's shut. You'll find him not only taking care of the musicians, but also helping out the engineer and setting everything up, introducing the artists, and then he picked up the skill set when Jojo Mayer came to town in September. In fact, 15th of September last year. He spent like 3 nights, all night, figuring out how the lighting system works. We've got this Harman lighting system in place, the Martin lights in place with the M-Touch controller. And when he looked at all of Jojo's videos online and tried to replicate those scenes, and by the end of it, he actually did. It was amazing. It was amazing. Good stuff, man. Thank you. Sorry, mosquito bite.
Yeah, I
This
know.
is
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
work for everything.
But
Sorry, we got some mosquito. Tomorrow we're gonna figure out. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday and it's a Janta Bandh, so we are not going to be streaming tomorrow. Day after we'll sort this out. Every day we find a new problem, we find a new solution, man. That's the way to do
That's
it.
the way to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so bands. So the first college band.
That
Brought you
band
to
was
Delhi.
funnily called Detoxification. It's college bands.
Retoxification.
Detoxification. Retoxification. Yeah. And in our final year, we played the Battle of the Bands in college.
Oh, nice.
In college, which is in Sikkim. It's the musicians, the level of musicians who come from all around Sikkim are just incredible. Like it's so.
We need to figure out how to get them
All
more
the
exposure.
members from Detoxification, the bass player was Kunal Gupta.
Okay. Shit.
The drummer was a guy I know, his name is Arjun Kapoor.
Okay.
Guitar player was Arjun Desai.
Okay. Nice. So where is this Sai, man? He started playing trumpet like
Desai
2
is
years
in
ago.
Ireland, I think.
Oh.
Right now. Maybe. I think
I
so.
remember he started playing the trumpet and then he came in and did a show or two and then he just vanished. Like.
Yeah, he's studying.
Okay.
He's studying there. So I don't. He was here for a few days.
Okay.
So that's when I had my first gig, I think. So that was the first band. Yes. That was the
What
first
kind of music do you play? The 2 songs that you play the most often?
Oh, there was this song called My Sharona.
Yeah,
by
the
Knack.
knack, baby.
Yeah, I know. And there was, I think, what did we play? We played. Oh, we played It's a Long Way to the Top by AC/DC.
Oh, nice dude.
Yeah.
Okay, next band.
So, okay, then there's a huge gap. That was in like 2007, I
Okay.
think. And then I came here. So I went to Bangalore. I got placed in Tata Consultancy
Okay.
Services. Went to Bangalore, was there for a year. And then I called up Arjun Desai one day and I said like, dude, it's not happening for me in Bangalore. And he in his casual way, he's like, हाँ आजा.
तो आ गया.
मैं आ गया. Okay, so when
That's
I
a
came,
shit, man. That's.
when I came to Delhi, he was my single point of contact for everything.
Wow, dude.
You know, so that's how I came to Delhi. And then I used to play like duo, like with Arjun or
Yeah.
somebody else, as not like very regularly because I had a job as well. So whenever I used to get a chance, I used to play.
So 2 guitars and voice.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember. I think 2015 we played in
You and Desai?
in Desai and Jayant, and I forgot the name of the drummer. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, that's awful.
Gautam.
Menon.
Yeah, Gautam.
How can you forget Gautam Menon?
No, yeah.
Like,
It's like that was
such a sweet dude.
Yeah, that was the gig.
Gautam Menon is unforgettable. I love the guy.
Yeah.
I always like chide him for not being around because he's like in his own world.
Yeah. Okay.
But I love the guy, dude. He's such a sweet
So me and Desai used to have this band called the A Sessions.
guy. Oh, nice.
And there was this place called Ramba, which was
In Hoskas Village.
Hoskas,
Yeah.
by Francois.
Francois, yeah.
And Francois wanted like a Motown.
Yeah,
thing,
baby.
you know. And that's how we formed the band.
Yeah.
We started like picking up, say, Stevie Wonder songs and Bill Withers songs
Nice,
and all this stuff.
The Quincy Jones generation.
Yeah. So Abhinav Khokar was the bass player
Nice.
for that band. And Srinath, oh I miss Srinath so much, man.
Srinath is a drummer. Srinath is the most.
One of the nicest guy I
Yeah,
have
I
met
mean,
in my life.
man, the thing about musicians is that most musicians are incredible. They're just incredible people, artists. Srinath is one of them, and he is soft-spoken and he's polite, and you know he cares about nature. He cares about. I remember I told him I love mangoes, and he got me. He moved out of Delhi a while ago, much to the dismay of many Delhi musicians. And he came back once and he got me a mango, and the love with which he gave that to me. And then he took out one for himself, and we sat in the green room and we ate mangoes. And I learned how to eat a mango properly from him because, man, like, without any materials, he devoured it without, like, clean. Everything was clean. It was amazing. And I'm just like, things dripping down everywhere, and like, but that's a beautiful memory that I have with him, man. It was lovely.
Amazing.
And he was in town recently. I remember I met him. Yeah, he played with Bali Jazz
you
last
played
show.
with
Yeah.
Bali Jazz.
Was it the 31st show? No, 31st show was Sajan. Yeah, before that. Yeah. But man, yeah. Maybe Srini will come back to Delhi sometime soon. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. He's an incredible human being.
देख अब
And-
हवा साफ हो जाएगी सीनी हवा साफ हो जाएगी hopefully once the cars are stopped
I know.
the construction is stopped so
And-
yeah so we
So
got
that was a while back, 2015, as I said, somewhere around that time, 2015, 16. And then there was a gap because from my office I had to travel to Glasgow, Scotland
Yeah.
for some time.
that's cool man
Oh, that was a story in itself, dude.
What years
How
were
many
they?
friends I've made there through music is just
Yeah.
incredible.
you know Utsav was in Glasgow
What's
he was in
up?
Glasgow right
Okay. Oh, in the
he spent a couple of years studying there yeah
I think even Jayant was there. No?
yeah Jayant I don't know I Jayant was in the UK I don't know if he was in Glasgow
I think it was in. I don't know. I haven't met those guys in a long
Yeah.
time though.
Utsav is like one of the finest piano players this country has ever produced.
Yeah.
Like he just is. Okay, and he just put a Facebook post out yesterday or day before. So he's living in New York right now, and he's just like, if anyone has to leave the town, like the city for any reason, and needs a dog sitter, please give me all the animals you can, because I just want animals around me to pet. Like,
Oh, wow.
it's such a beautiful post, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, but when he's in Delhi, he lives nearby only. It's like 2 minutes away from me. So yeah, so you're in Glasgow. That must have been an incredible experience, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
The first time an Indian
Really?
musician goes out of the country, especially 10 years ago,
Yeah, but
it's just like a eye opener.
I know. And like for me, I had gone there only because I was in the IT
Work.
sector, to be honest. But there I met so many incredible friends who are insanely good in music, and some
In a bit. We're
in
gonna
a
get to the
bit.
music, then I'll refill. Yeah.
So it's like दारू पे चर्चे हो रही है आज.
Man, full on. I'm buzzing, dude. Like I've had like a really big drink. Yeah.
All right, I don't know if my wife is watching. I'm gonna come home soon, darling. Don't worry.
Oh shit, I was supposed to call Arzu.
So
Aja, if you're watching this, come over.
and so I came back from Glasgow, and that's when this human being who came to my life as an angel called Mr. Sushant Thakur. He called me up, said, "Do you want to join a band?" And I was in Glasgow at that time.
This is Big Bang.
This is Big Bang.
Yeah.
Yes. And he said, "Why don't you come over?" So I said, I'm in Glasgow. I'll give you a call back.
How do you know Sushant? Like, what is the connect?
Oh, so again, it's such a small world. From Parikrama, I came to know about Chintan. We
Yeah.
became kind of like good friends. And there was a thing for a BB King concert,
Yeah.
tribute gig,
Tribute, yeah.
just after he died in Kila.
Okay.
So, and Big Bang Blues was there, but I think Ipshita was in Australia or something
Okay.
like that
Yeah.
at that time. And
So, before EP, there was some. Ashish was with BBB, right? David? No.
no.
Who sang for before Ipshita? Or did it start with Ipshita?
I think it started with
Okay. I'm mixing up two different setups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
So,
sure.
so Ipshita, and then she
I
moved.
thought Ipshita was the one who started
Okay,
it.
sorry, man. I could be wrong as well. I also have like just a lot of data that I, keep going through.
I know,
But I might be right as well.
Then, okay. And so that's how, and then Chintan said, "Why don't you call this guy up?" You know.
Okay.
And I said, "Okay, I've listened to a bunch of blues songs. I think I can try, give it a shot."
This guy.
And then I went to like the jam. Although the gig wasn't that great because we like met up for the first time and all new musicians
Fair
and
enough. And it takes
whatever.
time also, yeah.
But I think it kind of struck him that I could like play with him.
Okay.
And then he called me up. I think that was 2016, and he said, "I want to reform the band again." And that's how the thing started for me. Like I owe a lot to that person.
Beautiful, man. Okay, let's talk about just a couple of more minutes of conversation and then music. Do we have people
my
watching?
God, I had already forgotten.
Oh yeah,
about
we
the
have.
music as
Damn,
well.
that's amazing. Yeah. I got music out. Sorry. We're just gonna talk about two more things or three more things. A little bit about Big Bang Blues, though we already got something about it.
Right.
What evolved Big Bang Blues to Sky Eyes in the sense that
Right.
why did you choose not to do the original? I'm just asking the questions. We'll come back to the answers after this.
Okay.
Why did we choose to do the original music under a different project and not under Big Bang Blues?
Right.
Then a little bit about Sky Eyes and what the future holds.
Okay.
Nobody knows what the future holds.
Nobody,
We really
right.
don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what would you like for the future to hold?
Right. So, Big Bang Blues, when we started off, it was primarily a cover project with a few originals that Sushant had written, which are more in the blues rock space.
Yeah.
And we were doing that for a while. And then we said, okay, let's just start writing a few songs. You know, it's been a while. Let's play a few songs. And when we started writing and when we started composing the songs, then suddenly it hit us that, all right, we're really very comfortably moving away from the blues space. You know, the first song that we wrote was called a song called Last Train, and once we finished writing the song and we were like, because actually what happened was
Isn't Last Train like really Chicago blues and it sound like
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I find it a mix of a lot of. Yeah, I mean, you could say like the pre-chorus, maybe it's
Okay.
a lot of blues part there.
because that's what's coming to my head when I'm thinking
Okay.
about the song. Yeah.
But like the verse and everything, I think it's pretty like rock. I don't know if there's any blues parts to it.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've not thought about it that
Okay.
way.
Yeah.
It's-
That's the thing. Like when.
But the thing was, what hit me in particular, I don't know about the rest of the band, but there were like a couple of gigs when we played as Big Bang Blues and we started playing those originals, which were coming out, and people started saying like, these are not really blues songs. And we kind of thought like, say, a song like Madman's Tale or Betrayal, or, those kind of songs are not really in the blues space. So it was, I think, wrong for us to kind of say that, okay, hi, we are Big Bang Blues,
Yeah.
and play all these
Specifically
songs.
because the band name contains blues
Yeah.
and people have an expectation.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
Fair enough, I understand.
And then we said, holy shit, we have to have a different name for the band now. So that's how.
Abhipray, will you run in? Just ask my mum. There's a T-shirt, a Sky Eyes T-shirt lying
Oh,
in my drawer.
yeah.
Just bring that out. I was going to wear that today, but I
Chota
I
ho
grew I grew a couple of sizes.
No, but there are better T-shirts coming out.
Yeah. I'm just the first
It's
one's
out
mine
on,
as always. Yeah.
Red Wolf. You can find
So
it.
yeah, we also love it when artists come to us with merchandise. I'm always the first one to pick it up because it's just the smallest way in which we can support local musicians. Man, it's a lot of work. It's decades of training and education, money that goes into surviving during that period, into the education in that period. And honestly, it's really hard to make a living as a musician. But the reason why thousands and thousands and thousands of people still choose to do it because it is life. So the only just help people out, man. Just help people out around you.
Yeah, and this is the first time I'm kind of having a conversation with
Independent of a showtime.
independent of a
Yeah.
showtime and having a few drinks and like I don't know what we as musicians would have done without you, man.
No man.
In Delhi.
It's so a lot.
I'll tell you why-
I'll tell you why
I'll
it's a
tell you why.
symbiotic relationship. Like
I'll tell you why. When at Piano Man, initially when I don't know for how many years we used to introduce the band there, right?
yeah, just till a few months ago.
When the person who owns that place puts so much importance at the start of a show to show that okay, these musicians are here to play for you, then the mentality changes, and that's where you have done a phenomenal job, my friend.
You know what I call it?
What?
I call it resensitization.
Okay.
A lot of us, we got our phones. My phone's going off in the middle. It's super unprofessional, but I'm drinking at work. I'm not professional today. Bugger off. But we're so distracted by everything around us. I have if I open my phone, I have like some 20 games on it. Those are the 5-minute breaks I take. We just like, this is my observation, man. Observation with my friends, with my school friends, with my college friends, with the people that are around me, with my family, with my, whatever. We're so desensitized to art because we just take everything for granted, like entertainment on demand. I want to hear Justin Bieber and I push a button and it's Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And the other problem is that there is this sort of mainstream approach to promoting music. Like, yeah, music that's popular and it's number one on the Billboard is good music. I don't know. Billie Eilish did I pronounce that right?
I guess so.
Something like that. She's good. Like, she's a fabulous artist. Like, no doubt about that. Won a couple of Grammys and stuff this year. But the fact is that you have these incredible musicians, and the only difference between the music that they're making, often, and somebody who's won awards or is lauded for their music, is access to infrastructure, access to funds for recording, access to publishers who are willing to put them out there, the willingness to sign specific kinds of deals. I know musicians who have deals on their tables from big labels, but there's such aggressively unfair propositions
That's what I've heard.
that you wouldn't want them to sign it, because then for the next couple of years they belong to someone else. I mean, it's this sort of corporatized slavery that still exists in this industry, And there are a lot of people that are trying to do great work as well. Like things are not always all bad, right? Like it's good to have a perspective, but the importance of resensitization is that when you start realizing that there's incredible music around you all the time,
Right.
you start actually interacting and supporting the scene.
Yeah.
Supporting the scene in different ways. You can, you know, I'm going to be encouraging more and more musicians to set up like Patreon pages so that people can go on Patreon and sort of support them with monthly subscriptions. Amanda, what's wrong with me right now? It's, she generated a lot
You've
of.
not had your lunch, bro.
Oh, you haven't eaten yet. I've been running around the whole day. I haven't eaten yet. That's okay. When you're playing music, I'm gonna sit and pretend like I'm in the club and like have a bite. Okay. I think today we got like bhindi dal and chawal, man. Awesome. I'm going for it. So yeah, guys. I think we've been talking for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
For a long time.
Holy shit, that's 45 minutes. So we're gonna stop the conversation after one more sentence. Future for Big Bang Blues and Sky Eyes.
Oh. Okay. Future for Sky Eyes is. I hope is we just keep writing more and more songs and meet people who are interested listening to those songs. It's very hard really to say that hi, we're an all original band
It is.
and to keep people glued in for say 2 hours of a show because you play all the songs that they haven't heard before. Now, how do you do that? Is obviously, I mean, you have to play tight. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But
no, you guys are tight. Like there's no doubt
apart
about
from
that.
that, it's a long process
Yeah.
of a band, which I mean every band has probably taken.
No, but as a venue promoter, this is what I can like for sure say that I've observed this every day for almost 3,000 shows. There is a tendency to drift towards what you know.
Okay.
Like even when I jump on and start playing something, there'll be people and I'm glad that they're there. Like I want people to be there to listen. But there's like, okay, I know these 5 songs, so I want to hear all 5 of them tonight. A lot of people come with that approach.
Yeah.
And honestly, like again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's that approach that they have.
Yeah. It's an
But that's
approach.
our
That's
job as a venue is to
Yeah.
sort of resensitize people and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Try to be open to what the artist is bringing.
Artists are not springing. Yes. That's where you do a phenomenal job, man.
And it'll take time. It'll take time. But
I
it'll
mean,
happen, man.
Silent song has become a feature in our lifestyle. You won't believe that. Like when we are practicing, we take the best song and say like, okay, if we're having a piano man gig, we say like, all right, if we have a new song and we think that we have done it properly, then we say, okay, let's maybe put it in the silent song.
Yeah.
Let's
Thank you.
So that has become a phenomenon of its own,
That's amazing.
And,
I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you.
So yeah, man, it's whatever you have been doing or you have done or you're going to do. I wish you all the best. And
Likewise, all
we are
together.
all with you.
Okay. So guys, we're gonna now switch to Diyatom. Gonna play some music for us. While we're doing the switch over, I'll quickly show you where we are and what we're doing. It'll just take a few seconds. Now, this is how it works. He might play one song, he might play 5 songs. He will play what he wants to play as long as he wants to play, and we're just grateful that he's here. Cool. Is that okay? Is that okay? Well, you can't reply to me right now, so it better be okay. Is that okay, Abhipray? So let's quickly do a switch over. Keep things going. All we got to do is you got to pass the guitar to Dio. Okay, I'm going to clear my junk from here, and I'm going to switch the camera angle to him. Thank you. This mic is going to come in here to capture the guitar. You want to just move around a little bit to the
That's fine.
That should be great, man. Can you check the volume? Use your in-ears, don't use the headphones. See the volume that's going on on YouTube.
All right. So I was thinking, what do I do here? There's a bunch of songs that, a few songs actually, not a bunch, but 3 or 4 songs that I've written which are not part of Sky Eyes or Big Bang Blues or Lost Radio, whatever. But these are kind of personal songs, and not like a band song, more like acoustic, just acoustic guitar and a voice, you know. So I've not really pitched it to a band saying, "Can we take it forward?" So I have like a few songs. One of the songs, this is actually a, I don't know if I should do it. It's a Hindi song. It's the first song I ever wrote in my
My
life.
friend, you do you. You don't have to worry about
Right.
We'd love to hear the first song.
It's a Hindi song called Ajnabi. So I and my friends were all from Shillong, and the general idea of Shillong was when we go out, uh, everybody around you knew who we were. And then we moved to Calcutta for an internship in TCS, and we were just, mind blown by the amount of distance people cover in a day. Because Shillong maximum distance you have is about 5 kilometers.
Oh, shit.
That's all. From say my place to Police Bazaar. So this song is about getting lost in the big city. This song is called Ajnabi. Let's see how it goes. अजनबी राहों में ढूंढता हूँ एक मंजिल कहीं इस भीड़ में यूं खो गए हैं जिंदगी बन गई एक अनकही जंजीर आए थे यू सोच के हैं जीत लेंगे हम इस जहां को पर भूल गए वो रास्ते खो गई वो मंजिल इस भीड़ में हम अनजाना बन गए ओह ना 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 ओ माँ का चल वो चैन और सुकून ढूंढता हूँ मैं इस भीड़ में कहीं जिंदगी की दौर में है छोड़ आए वो पुराने रिश्ते हार गया हूँ मैं टूट गया हूँ मैं इस जिंदगी का ये दर्द अब ना सहा जाए जिंदगी अगर ये है तो मौत से क्यों डरे क्यों इस भीड़ के साथ हम चले चले अजनबी राहों में ढूंढता हूँ एक मंजिल That's probably the first song. I wrote it with a bunch of friends actually. So that's a song. Hopefully, I can record it sometime and bring it out. Now, this next song is something a bit personal actually. Yeah, I mean, as Arjun had asked me, I didn't know there's a Bengali population in Shillong. The only thing that happened was during the Bangladesh War of '71. So my parents, my dad, they all immigrants from Bangladesh had to flew out had to really flee Bangladesh to you know have a livelihood and be alive. With this whole, I know we have a lot of opinions about CA and NRC and how it's bad and how it's good. For me, it's uh, it's 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 interesting because it really directly affects the validity of my family being in India. And this is a conversation that I had with my aunt one day, and she was after spending all her life in Assam, she was worried if she would have to go down to the detention center. So this song is called "Forced Wanderer." Barefoot on the grass, walking alone, as every corner of the city seems to wipe me out slow. Nobody knows the reason why I am here. I'm only a bitter truth to the outside world. Come and see what made me be here. See how the wind blew in the past. The stories can change, but the wounds will remain. Come be the forced wanderer and see how it feels. Where do we go now, and where do we stay? An unseen shoreline is a new home I have. Where do we go now, and where do we stay? An unseen shoreline is a new home I have. An old lady, she's worried today, for the fears of the past is back again to stay. Will she spend her last days beside that pine tree? She ponders on in the slowly evening breeze. Where do we go now, and where do we stay? An unseen shoreline is a new home I have. Fields of green where my brother lays down. The stream beside her slowly dries away. Only the trees have a story to tell, she says. Everyone else have just passed away. Thank you. That song was called Forced Wanderer. All these songs are unreleased songs. Some songs are still in the process of being structured properly and recorded. All right. Man, you should never drink before you're singing. That was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, there's a song I wrote for my wife. This one's called Lady in Rain. Sitting alone in the rain, water droplets on my hands, and I long for my lady so far away. White color mixes with red to paint the northern sky. As the gray cloud sings a tune about you and I wish she was here with me in this rain. I wish she was holding my hands today. Been apart for so many days. The trees seem to cry out for the evening breeze. My lady is far away. I sit outside, imagine my lady in rain. I long for her touch in this lonely wind. I wish she was here with me in this rain. I wish she was holding my hands today. We are the story I wanna live every day. 'Cause with you my world is smiling every single day. Sitting alone in the rain, water droplets on my hands, and I long for my lady so far away. 'Cause you are the story I wanna live every day. 'Cause with you the world is smiling every single day. My lady Oh, thank you, uncle.
ऊपर से भी.
All right. Almost done with all the songs. Thank you.
You can't have a piano man show with a mezzanine audience.
Yeah, I know.
Swivel around and
Yeah, please.
show the mezzanine audience.
All right. Maybe let's do a cover. Cover of a song that I normally do. It seems that song is kind of more relevant in this modern world than ever. Let's see. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. I mean, of course, the man was shot at back, and he died. So yeah.
Also, like the choirs have started singing with you.
Oh, they have. Oh my God. All right. All right, guys. That's
You feeling good?
probably it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can just shift to drinking.
Yeah, we could do that without the.
Yeah, of course, without that. Okay. Avipray, you'll have to tell me, am I in frame? Am I in frame? Am I in frame? Oh, no. You'll have to see on OBS.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, give me some love for Diyatom Deb. Just clap at home, like you're supposed to do tomorrow at 5 o'clock. All right, we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for those of you who joined us. We're gonna save the stream to our Facebook page so you can access it later as well. I'm quickly gonna show you our little recording setup, and then we're gonna sign out for the day.
Yes.
You can
Hopefully-
play the background music.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I was saying that, if we do this again, probably you should play the piano. We should do a song sometime. I don't know.
What song do you want to do?
Oh, there's an Eagle song. I'll send you the link.
Okay, then we'll do
I'll
it.
send you the link. Yeah.
Huh.
It's called Desperado.
Okay, cool. Okay, one sec. Before we sign off, guys, say hi to that's Mom. That's Avimbring. This is our little recording setup. We've got Alvin, Keith, 2016 edition over there. Laptop using these amazing C414 microphones, the Goldman Chuper. The camera is the Alpha 6400 with Sigma 16mm lens. And have a wonderful and safe day. We'll see you soon. Thank you and good evening.